They say you never forget the moment your heart breaks. Mine came with a knock at the door and a woman clutching a baby that looked nothing like mine, but everything like him. I'm Maya, and just 3 months ago, I thought I had the perfect life, a stable job, a warm home, and a husband I loved with every ounce of my soul. For 8 years, I stood by Jordan through everything: his layoffs, his depression, even when his own family turned their backs on him. I was his rock, his ride or die. But apparently, while I was building a life for us, he was building a secret family. It started with little things: late nights, locked phones, cold kisses. You know how hindsight plays tricks on you? How every red flag you ignored suddenly burns 10 times brighter once the truth comes out. I should have known. I wanted to believe he was just stressed, that maybe we drifted a little, but deep down, I knew. I just didn't want it to be true. Then she showed up. Her eyes were tired, her arms trembling from holding that baby. And before she even opened her mouth, I knew. That child didn't have my curls, didn't have my skin, but he had Jordan's eyes, the same eyes that once promised me forever. I thought you should know, she said, like she was doing me a favor. And just like that, everything I built came crashing down. You'd think that would be the worst part. But no, it wasn't him cheating, or lying, or fathering a child behind my back. It was what happened after. When I walked away, when I said, I won't raise your betrayal. That's when the real betrayal began. And it came from the people who were supposed to be my family. I hadn't even packed my bags before his mother was on the phone. Maya, sweetheart, I know you're upset, but this isn't the time to make rash decisions, she said, her voice smooth like butter but sharp underneath. That baby is innocent. Innocent. That word made my stomach twist. I wasn't blaming the child. I never have. But how dare she speak to me like I was the villain here? I'm not raising his mistake, I said, steady and cold. Tell your son to take responsibility. There was silence. Then came the venom. You're being selfish. After everything we did for you after we took you in like family, you're just going to abandon him over one bad decision? One bad decision? One? He didn't trip and fall into another woman and father a child. He made a choice. Again and again. Every late night lie. Every excuse. Every time he laid next to me and pretended nothing was wrong. And now I'm the heartless one. I stayed through years of his mess. I snapped. I gave him chances. I gave him love. I gave him everything. And he gave me betrayal. You'll regret this, Maya. Family means sacrifice. No, I said, the fire finally rising in my chest, burning through every ounce of pain. Marriage means commitment. Love means respect. And family doesn't mean cleaning up after a man who disrespected me. I hung up before she could spit another word. I could feel the tears rising, not just from sadness, but from rage, from disappointment. I gave Jordan everything, and now his family wanted me to pay the price for his affair. That night, I stood in our bedroom, surrounded by our photos, our wedding picture, our first vacation, the framed sonogram of the baby we lost 3 years ago. And all I could think was, he gave another woman what he stole from me. The next day, I packed my bags, but the story didn't end there, because Jordan wasn't done, and neither was his mistress. She found me. I don't know how. Maybe Jordan gave her my address. Maybe she stalked me online. All I know is that I opened my front door 2 weeks after I left him. And there she was, holding the same baby, wearing the same smug, pity-laced expression. I just thought we should talk, woman to woman, she said, as if we were equals. We weren't. I crossed my arms and didn't invite her in. She didn't wait. I didn't know about you at first, she said quickly, like she had rehearsed it. He told me he was separated, that things were over between you two. My jaw clenched. I wasn't interested in her damage control, but then she dropped the act. And when I did find out, I figured you'd leave anyway, she shrugged. He said you were cold, that you stopped trying, that you couldn't give him what he needed. There it was, the knife, twisted. I looked at her, really looked at her, and I saw the desperation behind the arrogance. The way she clutched that baby like a shield. She wanted to believe I was the villain, that she wasn't just the other woman, but the better woman. You know what's funny? I said, voice calm but sharp. He said the same thing to me, about the last girl he cheated with. Her face fell, Just a little. You weren't the first. You probably won't be the last. But if you think showing up here with his child is going to make me the bigger person, you're wasting your time. She blinked. I didn't come here for your approval. No. You came for my guilt, but I have none left. I shut the door in her face, and for the first time in weeks, I didn't cry, because I realized something she didn't win. She inherited my burden, and trust me, Jordan will ruin her too, just like he ruined everything else. But me? I was finally free. It was raining the night Jordan showed up at my sister's place. The only place I had left to run to where his name wasn't etched into the walls. I saw his car from the window, still the same black sedan I helped him buy when his credit was trash. I should have let it get repossessed. He stood on the porch like a broken man, soaked through and shivering, like the weather would somehow wash away what he did. I didn't move. My sister did. She opened the door and didn't say a word, just stared at him like he was dog crap tracked through her clean floors. Then I heard a second set of footsteps. His brother, Marcus. Now Marcus was the only one in that whole dysfunctional family who had ever looked me in the eye with real honesty. He was the best man at our wedding, the one who told Jordan, "Don't mess this up." I stood in the hallway, arms crossed, heart pounding. I didn't know what I expected, but I wasn't ready for tears. "I messed up, Maya," Jordan said, voice trembling. "I was stupid. I was scared. You were too perfect and I thought I didn't deserve you." He was right. "You didn't deserve me," I said. "And now you don't get to come back just because the grass wasn't greener." Marcus looked at me, his eyes full of guilt and pity. "He's not asking for everything," he said. "Just a chance to be part of your life again. Maybe to be a father." I laughed, loud, bitter. "He has a child now. He made his choice. And I'm not cleaning up after him just because his fantasy turned into diapers and sleepless nights." Jordan stepped forward. "You were always home to me, Maya." I stared at him, feeling nothing. "No, Jordan," I whispered. "I was your shelter. You only remembered me when the storm hit." I shut the door on him too, and this time, it felt final. But now, sitting alone with that door still echoing in my ears, I can't help but wonder, if you were in my shoes, would you have forgiven him? Would you have raised another woman's child? Would you have taken back the man who shattered you? Or would you have done exactly what I did? Walked away with your dignity still intact?